Hello my friends, I am Jihondo, and welcome to Aurora Season 2. As you probably have noticed if you watched any of Season 1, especially at the very end, the game tends to really drag itself down. The turns start taking longer and longer and longer and longer. That's why I ultimately ended Season 1, just because the turn lengths were getting ridiculous. So what I've decided to do, since the new patch 7.2 that will address most of these issues isn't available yet, I'm starting again Season 2 with the 7.1 version we're currently running, but with some severe limitations that should help the game last a lot longer before it does go into that inevitable spiral of doom. So let's just quickly go over the main screen here so you can see what I've done, and then I'll explain some of the rules I'm putting on myself. So right off the bat, as usual, I set the starting year to 1 just so I know how long I've been playing. I reduced the maximum number of systems from 1,000 to 100, so there's a tenth as many possible systems, which should help keep the database much smaller. I left all this stuff here the same. I just named us Humanity. I made us a Pax Utopia because I thought that was kind of neat, and I noticed that there was an Empire theme called Odd, so we're Odd. We were Elemental last time, so we'll do Odd this time. I am going to have a start trans-newtonian just because it saves a bunch of time early on with some research. Left all this the same. I reduced the population a little. Probably doesn't make a huge difference, but 500 million is more than you really need, so I dropped it down to 350. The main reason was that got me to 5 research facilities instead of the normal 7, and I'll explain why 5 is significant shortly. Other than that, this part's all the same. I made sure there's no starting NPRs because obviously they take up a lot of CPU, so we'll not have to worry about them at all until we go through our first gate at least. I took Overhauls off. I mentioned several times in Season 1, I find Overhauls just annoying. It doesn't add any value to the game. Yes, it burns off materials, which is, I guess, useful to reduce growth, but it's more annoying than useful. So I'm shutting them off. With the exception of the very first few military ships, the first few scouts I built, which did blow up from lack of maintenance, once I had the overall system figured out, I never had another problem with the ship, ever. So clearly it's not something I can't deal with, I just don't want to. So I'm shutting those off. All the things over here are all the same as last time, including I shut these off because my CPU is not that great, and everything else seems pretty normal. So while the game is generating, I'll start going over the rules for myself, and particularly why I mentioned 5 over here. What I'm doing is what I'm calling the rule of 5, and what that basically says is I'm limiting myself to no more than 5 of any one type of building. So no more than 5 military academies, no more than 5 fuel refineries, no more than 5 research labs. The only ones I'll take an exception for are auto mines, because let's face it, those don't slow the game down and you really need minerals. And construction facilities, but only on Earth. Earth is allowed to have as many construction ability as it wants because it's going to be the primary construction area. But any other colonies I make may not have more than 5, so they can have a few just to build, PDCs and what have you and that sort of thing, but no more than 5 on any colony. And on Earth, no more than 5 of everything except the auto mines and construction facilities. Okay, so that all makes sense, hopefully, to everybody. And let's get going here. Just a second, I'll fix the screen for us here because I know it popped in larger than it should have. It's going to be so nice these first few turns, especially when I can press a button and it'll seem basically instant. It's been so long. Anyway, let's zoom in quite a bit here. See, whoops, too far. See if we can't find Earth. There we are. Because let's face it, right now that's the only thing we're interested in. Okay, that will do. So, I'm not limiting myself in how many colonies I can have, although there's not really a lot of point in having extra colonies. The main thing is I do not want the civilian fleets growing too large, So I'm probably not going to have too many colonies, other than, you know, just temporary ones from mining, but probably not going to have too many actual colonies, other than, you know, temporary ones for mining, or temporary ones if we find ruins, you know, so I can have digging teams going, that sort of thing. So that should be fine. Let's see here. Oh, actually I should stay on this screen. Is there anything I need to get rid of? Because it gave me too many. So there's only one of each of those. I think that's too many maintenance facilities, although they are completely irrelevant because I have overhauls off anyway. Those are fine. Yeah, the maintenance facilities are completely irrelevant. Constructions are okay. So I need to get rid of some ordnance factories and fighter factories, fuel refineries. Okay. So hopefully I can do that. I probably can't just delete them. I may have to wait until I build a cargo vessel that I can pick up the parts and then just jettison them into space. That's probably as close to getting rid of them as I can actually do. But that's fine. I will do that. Other than that, I think we are good to start. So let's start with research. We did start with a few points already done. I have no idea where it put them. Doesn't really matter. What do we need right off the bat? Well, since we're not going to have much in the way of fuel refineries, I definitely will need thorium harvesters, so I can build some kind of automated gas pump sort of thing like I did last season. So I think that's what I'm going to go first. Okay, so that will do for there. I don't really need ground units yet. We do have some mines already going, which is nice. Now I have too many fuel refineries, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run. Actually, no, I'm not. I already have some fuel reserves, so I'm just going to shut it off completely. Until I get that down, I'm not going to be allowing myself to put these on. So if I can't get a gas pump type ship going with that much fuel to start with, then I'll have to let myself only have it on basically one turn out of every about 7 or so until I can actually bring this down to 5 properly. Because that's either 35 or 36. I can't read that font, but either way, that's approximately 7 times too many. So I may have to fake it a little bit just to get going there, but that's okay. All right. There's nothing we can do here, and there shouldn't be anything we need to do there. This should already be geologically scouted, so I don't need a team for that. I could get a governor for Earth, though, if there's a decent one available. Oh, those are very nice for naval officers, anyway. Well, we have the Grand Sum of 3 available. Okay, that's fine. Population growth bonus, logistics, mining factor. I think you are going to be it. So congratulations. You are now the governor of Earth. Awesome. Okay. Very good. Is there anything we need to build up to 5 right away? Eventually we'll do ground forces, but those aren't necessary yet. I guess we could start converting some of these mines into auto mines, because there's no real need to have, manned mines. That doesn't really help us at all. So 72 of those eventually. Okay. That will take quite a while. Yeah, quite a while. Okay, but that's fine. We have to wait for some research to get done anyway before we bother building any significant ship, most likely. I don't think we have... What's that called? Ankle numb? Odd is right. Anyway, do we have even... Oh, we have basic scanners, so yes, I could build a wee tiny survey ship. I think I am going to wait, though, and get the gas, like the thorium harvester, going first. That seems more important because we'll need a supply of fuel, a steady supply. Even if it's slow, a steady supply of fuel. So I think Oh, that was amazing. Click, done. Click, done. Oh, I've missed that so much. I got so used to click, wait 40 seconds, click, wait 40 seconds. Oh, this is glorious. This makes it worth it all by itself. This is how it should be. If the whole game could be like this, we'd be playing forever. And apologies for the noises in the background. Apparently it's a very heavy fire department day today. We live on the corner of a very major intersection right near a fire engine station and a police station, so there's always a lot of sirens going. Because nobody apparently is smart enough to get out of the way of these emergency vehicles, so... yeah. Oh, come on. Just let them go by, guys. It's not that challenging. Anyway. Silly people. Alright, so only a few more months, I think our research will be done. Actually, I guess I could have just done that. Because the research being done will be the first major event. Which I think it said was in July of year 4, I think. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, okay. Excellent. Alright, what shall we do next? We should probably research a drive so the thing can actually go somewhere. And apologies if you just heard the noise in the background there. Somebody just knocked on the door. I think my wife just got some mail or something. Or a delivery or something. I don't know. But anyway, please ignore. Whatever it is, she's handling it. Okay, so... yeah, because by default you don't get any actual engines. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, there's no engines researched by default, so I'll have to design one and then research the actual design. We don't really need to worry so much, because I took overhauls off. I don't really care whether it's considered a commercial or a military vessel, so it's purely a case of how much fuel do we want this thing to use. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it really large, so it has decent power. But then, because I don't have any fuel consumption reduction research done yet, I think I am going to bring the power back down a little, just so that the fuel usage isn't so bad. Maybe 125, maybe? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that'll do. And this will pretty much just be for the gas pump, so I'll even name the thing gas pump. Okay, so now we have to go and actually research that, which is why I haven't assigned a new research yet. Gas pump. Ooh, I don't have any power propulsion people. Blah. Oh well. That's okay. That's okay. That still won't take very long at all. It's a pretty easy one. When you design your own, especially the early techs, they don't take very long at all. And 5 days should do it. Beauty. Alright, I'm going to not do this just yet, just in case there's something else I need to research. I don't think there should be yet, but just in case. So we will definitely want at least one actual engine. And then... oh, I don't have the super big fuel tanks yet, so maybe I'll just... not 100, that's ridiculous. Maybe I'll just put 5 of these on for now. How much is that? 1.5 mil? Maybe I'll put a few more. Maybe 26 of them? I like to try and keep round numbers. It's an OCD thing. Well, that would be 6 million liters. That's not too bad. How much do the sodium harvesters do again? 40,000 liters a year. So 5 of those. So that would take 5 years per million. Okay, so I think I want like 125 of these silly things. Okay, so that will basically fill in 1 year. Having said that, this thing, I mean, obviously 19 kilometers per second is still ludicrously fast, but in terms of the ships I'm used to, this would be like getting out and walking. So I think I may want to throw on just a few more engines. I know these aren't terribly powerful, but surely this thing could go, you know, a little bit faster for us. Oh, that is getting huge already. Yeah, that's too big. I'm sure of it, because our shipyards, yeah, they only are currently ready to do 5,000 at a time. Okay, we need to bring this thing way, 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 way down. Okay. So what this is going to do instead is this is going to be a very temporary early one for us. And its only job is just going to be basically to bring in tiny amounts of gas for us. But that's fine. That will be fine. Well, that's still over 5,000. Alright. Oh, size in tons. That makes my job easier. That's only size 250. Well, I guess I can't do this thing down to 5,000, so I will first have to get that shipyard to grow. That's going to take like 7 years. Alright, what if we just grow a little? That's a little bit better. Alright, well, we can definitely then just do some research on something else in the meantime, because clearly we're not going to be ready for that anytime soon. What shall we work on first? Don't need any of that right away. Ooh, I guess mining would also be a good way. If we could get comets and that done, that would be very helpful. Because, again, early on, we need all the resources we can get. So, I think that would be something good to research while we wait for the shipyard to get itself ready. Okay. Cool. Cool. Alright. Buzzing through very nicely. What did we finish? Oh, good. Okay, shipyard's done. There is a... I don't remember how I got the messages down here. I think it was that? Yes, okay, good. I knew it was pretty easy, I just couldn't remember how I did it. That's much more useful to me. Alright, so now that we have 6,000 capacity, we can come back to the ship and we can make sure this thing is 6,000. Probably just by adding, because I think the actual Sorium harvester is bigger than that. Yeah, it's 2,500. So I think we're just going to go ahead and add a couple small, well, maybe not real small, but some more fuel capacity. So basically this thing would take like 12 years to fill completely, but that's fine. Okay, well, either way, that'll do. That will do. Alright, so we will name you Gas Pump V0.01, because it's really, 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 really early, and nowhere near the type I'd actually like it to be. Oh, I guess I should have bumped that up. You're a tanker, you can use conscript crew. And I can't go that high because it's now over 6,000. You know what? Forget their morale. They can stay like that. That's fine. Doesn't really need a... Well, I guess it can have a rank 1 commander, I guess. And in terms of its names, well, it doesn't terribly matter. Begins with G. That'll do. Okay. Good enough. Well, let's go ahead and build one. We first need to do our retool. Because this is the first retool, it is free and instant. So now we can go ahead and build one. Excellent. Yep, we have enough stuff, so no problem there. Speaking of stuff, well, it's doing pretty well. It's got about half the mines converted over already. That's cool. Now, the question of the day is, did we start with anything else scanned in terms of minerals, specifically thorium? Because otherwise it's just going to float around Earth and dig up its thorium, which is not really helpful. And the answer would be no, that's the only M on here, which means it's the only one that's been scanned for minerals. So, in addition to that, we also need a 6,000 ton or less scanning ship. We can do that. You will be the scanner version 0.01, because you're also going to be terrible, but that's fine. So your job will be to have scanners. Terribly slow ones, but so be it. And some engines, because right now these are the only ones I have. Nope, you can't even have two of them. Wow. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Can I squeeze on a second scanner of one of the other type? Preferably geo... Oh, I can, actually. I can get quite a few of these. Oh, that's very nice. That's actually not that bad. That's not bad. We have a few more of these and then a little bit more fuel, and I think this might be good enough. And then, again, you're just going to use conscript, so I don't have to care about morale. And, yeah. That should do it. It's quite slow compared to my previous one, and obviously the scanning rate's kind of weak, but it'll do. It will do. Oh, I forgot to give it a command and a commander type, and sure, why not? And a name type. Well, you're a scanner, so you can start with S. That'll do. Works for me. Okay. So when that ship is done, the gas pump, I will then retool and build a scanner, and off we will go. And things will get really, really sweet. So there's clearly lots of messages I need to mark as unimportant enough not to actually show, but we'll get to that later. Not a big deal. Okay, so now you need to retool for the scanner. This one will not be free, but it should not take long. A little longer than I thought, but still it's alright. That's okay. Oh, and the research is done, so let's get something else going here. What else would be helpful immediately? Well, that would have been helpful before I clicked the button to take that, but that's okay. You know what, actually, I'm going to take the first research rate jump. The sooner you take those, the more efficient they get, so... There's obviously not going to be anywhere near as good as last time, because I'm limiting myself to this certain number of labs, but it's still... Any improvement is helpful. Alright. And the retooling is done. So let's go ahead and build us a scanner. Let's That's going to take quite a while, so I think we'll just do the auto turns here. Yeah, this is so much nicer. I know it will slow down still eventually, but for now, this is just, oh, delightful. This is how it should have been the whole time. Okay, so that is our scanning ship done. Excellent. So let's go ahead and detach both of these. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to do. I forgot to set the designation, so these both think they're cruisers. Oops. Oh well, not a huge deal. Not a big deal. Alright, so the one that's most important immediately is you. So you'll be doing geo-surveying, and because you are so slow and weak, I need to put a conditional order on for you to go and refuel yourself. Okay, this is so much nicer. Alright, how have we done so far in terms of... Well, you haven't done a gas giant yet, so that... Maybe I should send you directly to... Which one's the closest? Probably Jupiter? Or Saturn, maybe? Which one... It's more likely to be a Saurium, though. I guess it's pretty random. Yeah, Jupiter's the closest one. I think I'm going to tell this thing to go directly to Jupiter first. And start there, because that's the most likely to be a Saurium-filled gas giant. So hopefully that will work. Nope, Jupiter was a bust. That's not so ideal. Guess I could try sending it to Saturn. I mean, eventually I will need it to scan absolutely everything, but I'm immediately most interested, of course, in gas giants to get Saurium so I can get the gas pump going. So that's the reasoning I've got behind what I'm doing now. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody, and I don't have to feel like a complete idiot and fool later. Well, considering how weak these engines are, but I guess because the ships are so relatively light, it still makes decent speed. Certainly nothing like my old ships, but still. Seriously? Saturn was a bust too? That's definitely not good. That is definitely not good. Definitely not impressive. Alright, well, all our mines are converted. That's very nice. That saves quite a few workers' time, because now they don't need to have any mining workers. I don't think anything else here requires immediate attention. There's nothing I can see. So I think industry is probably okay just to pretty much just hang out for now. Yeah, I don't see anything there that we really need unless I build more construction capacity, but which I guess wouldn't be a terrible thing to do. Yeah, I should probably do that. What have I got now? 100 of these things? Yeah. Well, let's start working towards 250. I don't think I have enough materials for it, but it's going to be close on the uranium. But we're still mining away, so it's okay. But we'll definitely need to start getting some other mining going. Meanwhile, how is the... Why are you not... Oh, I have to officially tell you to have that as a... Shoot. And I don't know if you'll do it from Earth or not. Because it's not technically a gas giant, even though it has thorium. I don't know if you'll actually count or not. I thought all this time it was mining thorium, but it's been sitting there doing nothing. That's not ideal. Nope, you're not counting it as... Alright, fine. So Saturn and Jupiter were both busts. Go away, please. Okay. Yeah, there's still Neptune. And I think that's actually it for gas giants. Everything else will just be asteroids and dwarf planets and comets. So Neptune is our last hope for a thorium source that's mineable by the gas pump. So fingers crossed, everybody. This is our last shot here. And Neptune's up there. Okay. Whew. Just have to hope. That's all we can do. Research rate's done. Cool. Let us now work on what? Don't really need sensors yet. Although that would mean better surveyors, but it's not critical yet. So I'm thinking power propulsion's probably our best place to start. And I think the first fuel consumption improvement would be a very good place to start. That's right, we have no power propulsion people. Okay. Come on, Neptune, have something that looks like thorium. I am disappointed, I guess is the short answer. Quite disappointed, in fact. Because that means there will be no use whatsoever for this gas pump until we open up a jump gate. It'll have nothing to do. And that really kind of sucks. Okay, well, in that case, as sad and pathetic as this may seem, it's out of here. It's really not plan A, but I don't really know what else we can do. Now, with only a 6,000... No, we can't even build a cargo ship yet. The small cargo hold can only carry either minerals or infrastructure. It can't hold any actual, like, buildings I need to get rid of, like the extra fuel refineries and what have you. Although I could build these and start a mining ship and then just haul minerals with it. That wouldn't be too bad, but I think I'm better off to start working towards improving this capacity. So let's go ahead and start improving its capacity. And in the meantime, we'll keep looking for more places to dig. Hello, Devil. How are you doing, buddy? Hi. Oh, that's not so good. I don't know how he would... Well, okay. So obviously it has nothing to do with me. He wasn't on one of my ships, but apparently we just lost some guy. And, we have scrapped that ship, so we got some stuff back, which is cool. And anyway, off we continue. That's fine too. There's our research done on the first fuel consumption, which means I'd have to redesign an engine to actually make use of it, but that's fine because I'm thinking it might soon be time to start working towards the next engine. We have to do the power plant first, but I am okay with that. I am okay with that. So a lot of these comments are not coming up with anything lately. It's not so nice. But that's fine. There's just so many of them that even if only a small fraction of them have anything, we'll still do alright. We would still do alright. This is fantastic. Like, and this is on 5-day, and it's still zipping around at speed, no problem. I couldn't even put it on 5-second mode before and have it jump around like this. Oh, this is fantastic. I may say that more than once. There's just so many asteroids out here. Or comets, or whatever they are. Oh, there is the power plant I don't actually need yet, but it is a requisite, so you have to research it in order to pick up... Oh, that's the other reactor. There it is, the new, the next engine. Yes, please. And keep surveying. Good stuff. And I guess that's this time I am going to be limiting myself so much on colonies. I guess there really isn't much need to do any genome sequencing this time. Okay, Devil, why are you trying to bite me? I'm petting you, and why are you biting me? That's not cool, brother. That's not cool. Oh, okay. Our shipyard is moved up to 8K. Let's move it up to 10K. I could do the continual expansion. My concern there is if I forget to shut it off, it just keeps, like, the cost just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and if I forget to shut it off, it will just suck all the minerals dry. So I'd rather just do it in set jumps here. Even though it takes a bit longer, it's much more manageable. As it is, we're not doing so well on uranium, apparently. Is that heavy uranium use? Yeah, pretty bad. Well, I must have something else using a lot of it up. Oh, right, I'm building more construction factories. That's right. That's where it's all going. Okay. That makes sense. Well, anyway, we'll just keep scanning away. Good stuff. Probably want to hide all the all the asteroids that haven't been scanned yet or have been scanned and have nothing. That reduces the clutter quite a bit. Show geo survey points. Interesting. Not sure what the point of that is precisely. Like, I don't know why you would need to know that badly, but okay. Mine is not the reason why. I guess somebody asked for it. For some reason. That's cool. Anyway. Zipping along. Good stuff. So I'm a little bit disappointed about the complete and utter lack of thorium gas giants in Sol here, but otherwise, we're doing pretty well for minerals. I think a fair bit better than last time. I think, or at least in terms of number of places. I haven't actually checked the quantities yet, but why did we stop? Oh, because you're running low on fuel. Speaking of fuel, how are we doing for fuel? Still okay. I'm going to put this on, because we've now been running for years with this off. So I'm going to put it on for 1 month, and then shut it off. That should very easily accomplish. Because like I say, I want to make sure I'm using it less than 1/7 until I can actually get rid of these extra refineries properly. Okay. There we go, it's gassed back up, and off it goes again. I suppose I could have in all reality ran that for about 20 months, and that would have been about right after 16 years, but anyway, it's okay. There's our new engine. Excellent. I like speed as well, you know, so no real surprise I prioritize those kind of researches. Let's also do more fuel consumption efficiency while we're at it, because that is always a good thing to reduce, especially this early on when we're struggling for fuel. Well, we're struggling for all minerals, really, but anyway. Anyway, so be it. And keep going. There we go. We're now up to 10K at the space or shipyard here. I think we're going to go up to. I want to get to about 50. We don't have to get there in one shot, of course, but I think I want to eventually get to 50. Yeah, this is going to really drain the deuterium, but But until we get over about 30, we can't even build a cargo ship at all, let alone a good one. So I want to try and get to about, well, at least 30, 35, maybe even 40 for sure, and then maybe to 50 later, but at least 30 or 40 soon is the goal. Because I would like to be able to start picking up these extra industries and such. Actually, I guess I don't have to jettison them into space. I guess I could put them back on the planet as stockpile, and then scrap them? I'll have to try. Either way, as long as they're not usable, that's the important part. If I can get the resource back from it, that would be helpful, but it's not critical. If I can't figure out how to do it, I'll just jettison it into space. That's not waste or anything. Anyway. That's fine. I'd rather have some wastage than cheat. I don't like cheating. It's not what I do. There's our fuel consumption. We're not doing too bad on research, even with just 5 labs. At least early on, anyway. I know it's going to start getting brutal later. But for now, we're doing pretty good with even just the 5 labs. Of course, he's getting pretty good at it. Maybe I should actually research something he's good at and then see just how fast we can knock it out. I'm not sure there's really... Oh, actually, yes, there is stuff here I would want. The bigger fuel storage just for later, I would definitely want. Other than that, so eventually I'll need salvage modules and better cargo handling. So yeah, there is some stuff here we would want. Well, let's start with the fuel storage. I don't obviously want to be using something that's going to take up that much fuel yet, but it's nice to at least have it. So later, when I build a proper gas pump, it can be more useful. Anyway, moving on. Good stuff. All right. So far, so good. Yeah, I'm not catching these actual messages, but every time they flicker by, my eyes jump to them automatically. But they don't stay on long enough to read. Well, that one did, because it stopped us, and that's a good one. So I will definitely have to go through and update those filters again, because obviously it lost all my settings from before, but it's okay. Alright, let's see what else we got in logistics that we'll want. Well, of course, there's the ultra-large, which we will, again, want later, so we might as well bash it out real quick. Yeah, that won't take long at all. Year and some change. And our little survey ship here is still doing pretty good. Apparently I need to zoom out further. To about there, apparently. Oh, it is in fact done. Okie dokie. So, in that case, you all now do graph surveying. Excellent. You probably need to refuel by the time you go all the way out here and then all the way back, but it's okay. Not a huge deal. Whatever this is, it's way out here. Hill Bop. Another really, really long distance comet. Alright, and that's it for minerals. So now we're just on waypoints. For that, we can definitely be zoomed in a little bit. Excellent. And well, apparently I had another accident. I guess that must be the message I filtered out, because I don't remember seeing that much, but that really kind of bugs me, so I think that will be one I'm going to have to filter out. In the meantime, research. And again, you're still our best guy, so we'll try and stick to these for a little while longer. Alright. Cargo handling would be good. It's very expensive, though. But I think it's the... Other than maybe the salvage module, it's really the only thing I kind of need out of this pile. But let's do the salvage module first, just because it's quicker. And we'll start these gravitational surveys. Yeah, these take quite a while because I loaded up on more geo surveyors than grav surveyors, but it's okay. Oh, all our construction factories are now done, which will drastically reduce the strain on our duranium, although we're already really, really low, but at least it won't get any worse. It's just now the shipyard that's going to be dragging it down. We've got plenty of construction capacity. We have a weird number of mines. My OCD doesn't like that, so we're going to fix that next. Is that 86? Yeah, so 14 auto mines. We'll need 14 auto mines, please. Thank you so much. And yes, I know that wrecks duranium, but building them helps you get duranium, so it's kind of worth it. But yes, we are going to have to get a mineral ship going sooner than later, I think. I'd really like to wait until I can get a proper sized cargo ship, but it may not be a possibility. I may have to just do it with really tiny cargo ships, which I really don't want to do, but anyway. We're not out of material yet, we're just running low. I think I had it hiding. Yeah, we're going to put that back on. I'd rather they just vanish rather than just showing up as scanned. Again, just to get rid of some clutter. Okay, so there's... We obviously don't have the capacity to build gates yet, but it's nice to have at least found one. I suppose the other option is, instead of building gates, I could just research jump engines, but eh. Potato, potato. One of the things apparently in the next patch will also have... I didn't 100% understand it, but it was some kind of change to the way jump points are going to work. But I guess we'll worry about that when that patch comes out, whenever that is. Apparently all the jump points are over here. Well, that's fine. Oh, there's our salvage module done. Excellent. And don't need to research a higher one yet, because I have nothing to actually dig up with it. I just want to be able to have it available. Getting better cargo handlers, though, would be very helpful, because cargo loading is very, very slow. Alright, there's all our auto mines done. Excellent. Very, very nice. Just looks like 3 more waypoints on the inner area, and then just the outside ring to do. Well, it's about half done, I guess. Did we pause for something I didn't catch? Oh, you're out of gas again, so we'll do the same thing where I'll put it on for a bit. And then put it off just so there's no potential that I could be cheating. Okay, how are you doing? You're about half done. It's not bad. And you're not currently being halted by mineral deficiencies. That's good. They're so low on this. That concerns me a fair bit. Anyway. So I think I'd better actually start the mining ship. Do I have an actual thing that says it's a mining vessel? No? Okay. Do I have one that says it's like an asteroid or a comet miner? No? Okay. I mean, ultimately these don't really matter, just like to set them when I can, but it's really not critical. If it doesn't jump out at me soon, we'll just pick one arbitrarily. Great, you're a salvager. Congratulations. Okay. First we need to name you, though. Because I'm terribly original, as you know. I do need to, though, get the new engine going. I don't need to, but I'd like to. Now that we have nuclear pulse. And a little bit of reduction there. Which means I can pretty well leave this here and it'll still be okay, and this will be a much more powerful engine. So I don't think it even needs a name, really. We'll just go with that. And I will want to get that researched relatively soon. How close are you? Not terribly. Okay. Well, then let's get somebody else here. Still don't have one. That is a shame. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so that will take a while, but that's fine. We can set the rest of it up as is. This will definitely want asteroid mining module. And that's just a case of whether I want a bunch of them, and like just 1 or 2 really big ships, well, relatively, or a whole stack of like basically bare bones minimum single. I'm thinking I probably want just single ones. And then I'll just crank out a whole pile of them. I think it's going to be the plan. But anyway, until I have those engines, it's all a moot point. So. In the meantime, we'll finish up the waypoint surveying. And that will be good. Well, I don't know if we'll finish it this episode. We're getting close to time control, but we'll at least continue it, if nothing else. Although I doubt there's going to be any more jump gates. I'm pretty sure Sol usually only has 4 or 5, so there might be one more, but probably not. It was on that very first screen when I started the game, but I don't remember what it defaulted to. I think it was 4. Might have been 5. Either way. Either way, it's all good. Oh, there was a 5th one. Cool. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Alright, 2 more. There we go. We are all done. Alright, so we can send that scout home. And it can pretty much just chill out there for now. So there's nothing else for it to do. Now, basically, we just need to sit back, do some research, get some more mining ships going, and then once we research the capacity to deal with jump gates, that's where we're going to be doing. But that will not be today, because we are at time control, so thank you to everyone for watching, and I hope you're going to enjoy this series at least as much, if not more, than the first Aurora. And like I say, hopefully with the restrictions I put on myself, it will get a lot further before the inevitable slowdown occurs. So either way, thank you for joining me today, and until next time, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.